Good afternoon all, and thanks to CHT and Baker Hughes for giving me this opportunity to be here and present our work. So today's topic is the gas turbines that are powered with hydrogen. Why hydrogen? Which is the benefit of, let's say, burning with hydrogen? We know that hydrogen is a fuel that produces zero carbon, or let's say it's a carbon neutral fuel. We burn hydrogen, we don't get any emissions related to the carbons. And that is what the main feature of hydrogen as a fuel. So I'll go to the slide. So it's not just the turbines that Baker Hughes is able to produce that burns hydrogen. We have a long history starting from back then in 1915, starting with reciprocating compressors. There also it's able to utilize hydrogen for its compression cycle. And we have experienced more than thousands of reciprocating compressors across the world that are running with hydrogen-rich gases. When we say hydrogen-rich, it could be pure hydrogen, or it's a mixture of hydrogen with other fuels like natural gas. So for the gas turbines, yes, we do have a history starting from year 2009. The first power plant in Italy, it's called Fucina power plant, that was able to burn pure hydrogen, or up to 100% hydrogen. Then which is the source of hydrogen typically? Where do we get the hydrogen? We talk about hydrogen burning, but where do we get the hydrogen from? Conventionally, we know that it can be the source can be a blue hydrogen or a green hydrogen. There are some let's say differentiation between the sources where it is being produced. For example, I think in green hydrogen it is mostly from the electrolysis of water, while with blue hydrogen it is from natural gas. So depending on the sources of hydrogen, anyway, we know that there is a source, and we can try to utilize this hydrogen, which is in different frames, in different gas turbines. For Baker Hughes, we offer this varieties of turbines. You can see on the left-hand side, it shows a chart where there are different turbines starting from frame 9, frame 7, even LM6000, and some PGT machines offered by Baker Hughes. In the image that shows in this middle of this slide is the Fucina power plant I just talked about in Italy, which is a 12 megawatt plant, and it's able to run up to 100% hydrogen. The latest technology from Baker Hughes, or let's say the latest offerings from Baker Hughes, is on the right-hand side. We can see it shows the greenfield application for Nova LT16. It's an indigenously developed gas turbine operating with pure hydrogen, up to 100% hydrogen by volume. Of course, it can mix with some other fuels depending on the requirement of the plant, for example, natural gas and also some heavy hydrocarbons, but mainly it is capable of burning pure hydrogen. Not only the new units like greenfield application, we do have offerings for brownfield applications with the refineries which are already existing, or the petrochemical industry which are already existing, to upgrade their gas turbines to burn with hydrogen, pure hydrogen, such as the frame 5. We have frame 5 units in India, for example, frame 5.1, the frame 5 with a single shaft, or a frame 5 with double shaft, typically called as frame 5 to C or D. Okay. So today we mostly focus on our product that is explicit for Baker Hughes, that's Nova LT16 H2. It's a trademark of Baker Hughes. Where all we can apply these turbines we can see a list of applications starting from blue hydrogen or ammonia production to pipelines to recently catching up the data centers, which need a huge amount of power, and we are offering these turbines to power the data centers across the globe, including mostly in United States. The refineries and of course some offshore and marine applications can also use Novile T16. What are the features of this Novile T16 apart from the fact that we know it's able to burn hydrogen? It's a 17 megawatt, close to 16, 17 megawatt of power depending on whether it's a mechanical drive or it's a power gen application. The efficiency is compared to conventional gas turbines, it is quite high. We see it's close to 37.7% percentage efficiency. It can be used in combined cycle. It can also be used for cogeneration applications. It has the capability also to burn fuel and produce low NOx. Typically, these are called DLN combustion system, dry low NOx combustion system, because in DLN combustion system we get a low emissions down to 15 ppm. For hydrogen, yes, the NOx emissions is a concern, because as we know, it has though it has zero carbon production, but it will induce, or let's say it will produce a lot of NOx, which are again a environmental concern. So we do have, currently we have selective catalytic reactors to handle these kind of NOx emissions, or we can also, we are in a phase of developing the dry low NOx system for hydrogen application, and by the end of year 2026 these technologies should be available to burn hydrogen and not producing carbon and producing very limited amount of NOx. Quick startup, like applications such as data centers need a very fast startup, and they can't wait for hours for the GT to reach the base load. This Novile T16, again, it able to reach the base load, or let's say the full load, in matter of minutes. Let's say the maximum time to reach the base load could be around 15 minutes, and there are some machines on some, let's say some Novile T16 which can even reach base load at a shorter duration than 15 minutes. The fuel flexibility, as I spoke before, it's not only hydrogen. These turbines will be able to burn depending on the availability of the fuel. At the refinery, it can switch the fuel on the fly. The machine is running and it can switch to, let's say, natural gas. If there is some cut down in the hydrogen line, then that can immediately switch to natural gas, or even a liquid fuel. It is able to operate with liquid fuel as well. Of course, in liquid fuel operation, we need to we will not guarantee the emissions, because typically they run in the diffusive mode. Startup capability, these hydrogen is typically known for its flammability, for its risks of startup because of this flammability. So it can be it has to be studied thoroughly to make the system able to handle this kind of flammable gases. This machine, or let's say this Novile T16, has been fully proven to start up with 100% hydrogen without any risk of explosion, let's say, so in the typically at the stack. Okay. It is not just on the paper. We have the machines tested. It's called the full annual rig test, or the combustion test, the combustion system tested in Siena, Italy, back then in 2022, where it was fully instrumented, and tons of hydrogen have been burnt in the same combustor, running up to 45 plus running hours without having any, let's say, flame instability or emissions issue. Then we also tested the full engine, including not only the combustion system, but also the compressors, the turbines in the full, it's called the FETT, full engine test. that happens in Florence, Italy, a few years back, and it was successful. It was a test that gave confidence to the customers. In fact, after this test, we have delivered a few machines for a company in Canada that is able to burn 100% hydrogen. Right now, the plant is in operation as well. As we speak that hydrogen is a flammable fuel, we need to also take care not only of the combustion system, but also the packages and the auxiliaries, the downstream components of the gas turbine. The ventilation system, the purging requirement, the fire and gas system, the electrical devices, the control system, all has to be studied for a hydrogen application, different than a natural gas application of gas turbine. And even then, these studies has been performed and has been implemented in the real projects that we already have delivered, like I said, few units to a customer in Canada. Okay. So to wrap up on the novelty 16, we know that hydrogen we know how to burn hydrogen, or let's say we have the available technology to burn it. We are working with world leaders to produce this hydrogen at a lower cost and make it more friendly for the customers, even in terms of cost. And at the end, to achieve a zero carbon mission for the different customers, whether it is refining or petrochemicals. We do have a short video. I don't know if it is we can play, but I will quickly go through the. Okay, we started the discussion with Nova LT16, and we do have another machine which is a heavy duty gas turbine which is able to produce up to 26.9 megawatt electricals. That's called frame 5. And we have the solution operating up to 88% as a volume of hydrogen, and we in fact have a customer interest coming from Italy again to upgrade their existing gas turbine to run 100% hydrogen for frame 5. These are the development phases. Back then in 1980, we have the technology. We have been upgrading it for different applications and to burn more and more hydrogen. Now we are at a level of 88% as a volume of hydrogen. Similar challenges as we have seen for the novelty 16 are applicable here, and also the different applications we see for these kind of frames. Okay. At the end, we at Baker Hughes can help to achieve your decarbonization mission in the refineries or petrochemical industry, and please get in touch with us if you are interested for decarbonization of your plant. Thank you.